This is the second part of ByuN's story. Check out part 1 for more context, and let's jump to where we previously left off. When ByuN won his first GSL title in 2016, it was pretty clear that his win streak should carry on. Soon he would have many chances to prove his title once again. At the first occasion, during the 2016 WCS cross-finals between two big Korean leagues, ByuN faced Dark, and it was a hell of a battle. Most of their games dragged on till the late game, where all of a sudden ByuN faced the sheer power of Zerg race. It was quite difficult to deal with mass Ultralisks and Zerglings with just mines and marines.
Okay, if he kills the Ultras, he can win the game, but that's what he has to do, and I just don't think it's going to be possible anymore. Huge hits! Huge hits on the bio! Huge hits on that bio! Accidentally transfuses an Overseer, that's a small victory. GG! It's just too much! Dark wins!
ByuN dropped from the tournament, but he sure did learn a few lessons from that ZVT match against Dark. Later on, he would participate in Kespa Cup, where once again the results were unsatisfactory as he couldn't even make it out of the group. But surely he had another big shot that year, and that would be WCS Global Finals 2016. His first opponent is Violet, an experienced Zerg player with rich background story, but ByuN had done his homework and he comes well prepared, with just impeccable micro in the next engagements.
Earlier on, and this is definitely probably the most nerve-wracking thing you can be doing in StarCraft 2.
BlizzCon, man.
Yeah, fighting to get to BlizzCon.
Now, looking at this is exactly the play that ByuN basically does every game here, so he's unbelievably good at it. Now, +1 carapace is almost done, but not quite ready from Violet, so that would really help if it was done. Instead, he's going to lose all of his Zerglings, getting almost nothing, almost no damage there. 3 Marines lost against 42 Lings. Like, the difference is astounding.
Take a third, but in this case, he might be able to go all the way. He's actually coming up here right now, stimming, and the Banelings aren't done. Siege tank fire is going down. Not enough Lings here to tank this damage. Queens now being taken out. Banelings right before they're able to finish. It looks like most of them will be taken out. And Violet's attacks here to try to stop this are too fractured. Oh my god, GG. Okay, that was really fast.
So that is literally exactly what everyone has been talking about.
In the following game, Violet decides to do something creative to catch ByuN off guard, but his cheese fails miserably.
This is like the
the
early Zerg cheese strap, but I don't know if this is a good idea. They're going to land literally, almost exactly. I think his stim might be wrapping up here.
With multiple siege tanks, it's hard to imagine this doing too much. Like, yeah, he can get some of these peripheral buildings, like the supply depots, maybe that reactor, but these queens, even with transfuses, are going to have a hard time against those ranged siege tanks.
And Stim just now finishes up here with Medivacs on top. I think that was... I don't know, guys.
He tried this kind of cheesy strategy, which we've seen it work this weekend on this map. Trying to take out all these queens. In fact, they will, but the medevac does go down, so they won't be healed anymore.
Yeah, and this is ByuN Micro here. It's those are all pretty squishy Marines, but it's not going to be enough. GG, wow, short and sweet series.
ByuN faces Showtime next, and it should have been an easy 2-0 for him according to many predictions. And yet again, ByuN found himself stuck in a long, drawn-out late-game matches where he was constantly falling behind Demour.
Up here in the top left, however, there is so many Protoss units over here, I think the entire main might be wiped out. He's going to continue to shoot down whatever he can here in the main. Remember, if you get inside of a Terran's main base and can keep firing down anything that pops out of the barracks, that's usually the easiest way to play the game. Nice storms over there. Again, the Protoss army's been whittled down a little bit, but it's going to be very tough. If Showtime can actually hold this position, ByuN may end up getting checkmated here. Anything that pops out, a Terran army is only strong when it's together in a clump. Lone Terran units are basically never ever good.
I think that's one of the best things that Showtime could have done there, and he actually catches a bunch of those very important Liberators out of position. This is a big deal there.
Meanwhile, I think Showtime's going to win this.
I think across the map he's defended very nicely as well.
ByuN's counterattack was not quite clean enough. Yeah, no, I think he did it, man. Yeah, that's it. GG. Whoa! Showtime, remember to lock the front door, guys. Showtime just walks right in.
And then it was Deer, a scary good Protoss player. After that Showtime mess, it looked like ByuN might be in trouble. Historically, even top-tier Terrans can choke against a solid Protoss late game. It's a multitasking nightmare, juggling micro while dodging 3 kinds of splash damage, but ByuN wasn't sweating it. He flipped the script, leaning hard into massive 2 or 3 base pushes to end things before the game hit that 200 supply slog.
Stop this, but with the number of Colossi being built, we actually can see the usefulness of the Vikings
Marauders.
come in here. He stems forward with the Marauders. 1 Colossus down, 2 Colossi, and still pushing forward. The Vikings will be able to get the last one of the Marines. The Marauders can kill these Adepts and Stalkers with no trouble at all. ByuN crippling the supply. GG, a 2-0 victory.
Stimming forward there in the end, just completely ignoring the Adepts, not wasting any potential DPS of these Marauders, and just going for these...
Before we get straight to the playoffs, let's detour for a while. What made ByuN so good in such a short period of time? There are many explanations that could be given. ByuN used to be a very nervous player, as he himself admitted in the WCS signature. He wasn't particularly a great player during Wings of Liberty and How to the Swarm era, but perhaps this 2-year break that he took allowed him to get back to it with a clean blank state of mind. While many players were practicing in How to the Swarm because of Caspa and Pro League, ByuN could jump at Legacy of the Void immediately and train there. The new game that got mechanically more demanding was also something that contributed to his rise, as ByuN was indeed incredibly gifted with his microcontrol. And what's interesting, his situation was not common for the majority of Korean players. Unlike them, ByuN was alone, with no team house and teammates to practice with, no coaches and rigid timetables with practicing hours. He was all alone, left to survive in this cruel and competitive esports world, and he did adapt really well. Even though he said he's a nervous guy, it seemed like he managed his stress really well, and with each BlizzCon victory he would become more and more joyful. His choice of strategies was also adjusted to the current meta, and most importantly, to his own liking. Since ByuN preferred playing with a heavy focus on microcontrol, every single build order he would pick later on reflected on that. While the first 2 games against TY were macro-oriented, the last 2 games showed why ByuN is unstoppable with his unit control, from proxies to just handling his army under extreme stress.
He's working off on barracks. If he loses the Reaper, the game pretty much ends, which is why he's pulling the SCVs, and I do love this reaction so far. Yeah. Good micro by TY, good positioning even more.
Important thing to keep in mind is that as ByuN sends these SCVs in, he does not have as many workers mining. TY can afford to lose some SCVs. All he has to do is not die, but ByuN's Reaper micro still very strong. He's got 1 week in the back. He needs to keep this one alive. We have another Marine and another Hellion coming out.
Wow, ByuN losing a Reaper, that's kind of uncharacteristic, but at the same time he does pick it off. Now it's 3 Reapers against a bunch of Marines. It's a very chaotic battle.
And those Marines do not regenerate, but the Hellion is out. He needs to focus fire down the weakened Reaper. He gets one very low with the grenades. So close to pushing him back. Still has the weakened Reaper alive as SCVs continue to die. More are going to be pulled off the line. Another Hellion very close, another Marine very close, but more Reapers keep piling in.
Yeah, 1 Reaper will fall, but there is just not that much left for TY. He's going to fall behind in the worker department as well. That starport is not going to finish up, Nate. It's 2 Reapers against a lot, 2 Hellions against a lot of Reapers.
And these Reapers can trade extremely well versus the Hellions. It's all about the line damage. There's still a few very weak Reapers. If you could just pick those off and repair the Hellions, we still have a chance here, but it's so difficult to get that position. A Viking on the way to try and help use it to push the Reapers back, but more grenades taking out more and more SCVs.
Yep, and still 3 Reapers at a time being produced for ByuN. 10 SCVs have already gone down. ByuN is ahead right now economically.
But now the rest are going to come back in, and he needs to defend one more time here, but he's not quite in position yet.
Grenade madness. I mean, Viking does land, but there's so many Reapers over here for ByuN. The Hellions just bouncing around like a pinball machine.
Yeah, that Viking got knocked straight back into the skies as soon as it landed, Roddy, and these Reapers are going to kill the rest of the Hellions, and with it, possibly TY's chances. GG! ByuN takes the lead in this series 2-1.
With stats, it was also self-evident. 3 out of 4 times ByuN went for proxy buildings and early aggression in PvT, which allowed him to showcase his microcontrol skills once again. In particular, the last game, which made stats look pale in comparison to ByuN's creativity and risky playstyle.
Overcharge does pick off 1 Marine, but it's still, I mean, that's 2 Photon overcharges for 1 SCV and 1 Marine. Gotta be careful, 1 Adept is taking a lot of damage and it dies immediately. Every unit is super important against 1 base all-ins.
2 siege tanks, a medevac to micro them, and Marines to blast down. The expansion stats went for a greedy build on this map, and it may have cost him his chance at the grand finals. Can ByuN be stopped? There's nothing inside the main base to push this away.
It's only one gateway as well. Gateway number 2 and 3 are a little bit late, so they are not ready yet. It's going to be 2 Phoenixes, no more Photon Overcharge. Then Adept dies too, and it just seems like Stats almost has nothing to do with this.
Everything being blown to bits by ByuN as he picks off the pylon, cuts off the production. Only 2 gateways transforming to try and stop 2 siege tanks, 2 medevacs, and a hell of a lot of Marines. ByuN is going to push this army back, kill whatever is left here in Stats, hanging on by a thread. There's nothing left to be done. He cannot defeat this army.
There is no DPS in this Protoss army. The Adept will fall. Probes are being pulled, but they too will fall.
And ByuN will destroy this army, making his way to the grand finals of our 2016 WCS Championships. The Mothership Core is dead, and so is Stats. GG!
Traditional fist bumps there from ByuN as the reigning GSL champion keeps his dream alive to go back-to-back, Nate. Winning GSL is awesome, winning BlizzCon perhaps even better.
After these 2 rounds, all doubts were gone. ByuN already proved what he's capable of many times for the past couple of months, but his final boss was still a very tough competitor. That would be Dark. We started this story with his matches against this brilliant Zerg player, and it ended poorly for ByuN. And now, does ByuN have what it takes to defeat Dark this time? StarCraft 2 fans still rave about that 2016 finals, calling it one of the best ever. And they're not wrong. Game 1, ByuN rolls out his signature 2 Rax Reaper opener. Artosis and Tasteless pointed out something key. Dark started strong, but ByuN had a trick up his sleeve, Tank Wax. Those let him pick some killer fights and swing the game in his way.
Want to be ahead in expansions, and ByuN marching right over the creep is continuing to push in. I don't know if Dark can hang on.
Dark has almost nothing left here. The Marines pushing forward, that 3rd base about to go down. He's trying to counterattack, but it doesn't work.
GG!
Game 2 on New Gettysburg, perfect for a drawn-out macrofest. Went Dark's way. He locked in an early edge and coasted into the late game, where he's always been comfortable, and ByuN not so much. Game 3, ByuN doubles down with Mass Reapers to keep Dark on his toes. It's working, until Dark hits back with a monster Ravager Link push that looks really unstoppable. ByuN's got next to nothing to hold it off, but somehow he was able to prevail.
He's taking a lot of damage.
I don't think he can break him now. I think he actually just delayed the all-in.
I think you're right about that.
Let's see.
It's going to come down to Corrosive Biles. Like, he just has to continually rain them down, kill SCVs, kill the bunker, but these Reapers just won't die.
It really is going to come down to this attack. The Ravagers are now out. Dark is not making any more drones, so Terran is going to get the lead unless Zerg can kill him right here, right now.
Oh my god, here he goes. A ton of Corrosive Biles coming down. The SCVs have to move out of the way, and down goes that bunker. A great pickup by Dark. Continuing micro here. Grenades going down, but Dark's starting to dodge everything.
The Reaper grenade usage might be too good. The Dark is not able to get in a position to use that artillery to break down the entrance here, but now Dark is shoving in, takes out that reactor. Does ByuN have enough? He's using his SCVs here to defend as well.
Hey, gets a lot of those Reapers, so that's a lot of the annoyance gone. Dropping down Corrosive Biles as he's running away, but it looks like ByuN is chasing him down. He's trying to get these kills. The Reapers come up with those grenades, and a lot of damage going down on the Ravagers.
He's coming forward. He's taking the Ravagers out. I don't know what Dark has in store next. ByuN has countered the all-in, but wait, there's some more links coming in here now. He does lock out about half of them. That's going to be it. GG!
Oh my god. You see that head?
These games pulled the rug out from under Dark, and in the next map he misses a deadly Hellion run-by that causes massive damage to his economy, and the game was basically decided after that.
All right, here come the Hellions now moving in, and it looks like he's getting some good angles here on these links. He could come over here and try to take on these drones. Great amount of damage done right there.
Yeah, dealing a ton of damage. The drone's starting to run as well. A grenade pushing the Queens back, continuing to target down drones. 9 going down already. 10 now, and they get into the main base. Only a single Queen up here right now.
He's not finished yet. He's continuing to tear through. Too many workers are being gunned down. 13 now. Bite the dust as drones are being evacuated to the second base.
Wow, ByuN has done so much damage. 13 drones killed this early in the game is almost critical damage. Dark is in a lot of trouble.
ByuN brilliantly here. Oh, we're not even done yet. 20 drones now killed. as ByuN is just doing too much damage. Dark, too greedy, and ByuN has completely outthought him at the start of this game. We were talking before.
King Sejong Station was a very popular location for tank vacs, and this was also one of the favorites for ByuN. This time though, Dark managed to find his composure and he once again made it to the late game, where he felt much more confident than ByuN. It all came down to many close engagements throughout the whole game, and it was really nail-biting.
But he can't go down that ramp. There's Liberators and Widow Mines waiting.
This is all ByuN has really, is this army. He just needs to get this base. Dark has to control perfectly. ByuN can't mine at the bottom left. It's all gonna come down to this one force.
Oh, he's trying to target down that hatchery, but still Dark holding on tight. He runs into the middle, Widow Mines through the Liberators, trying to get everything off. This Ultralist going to town.
He's still got these Marauders here, but has Dark managed to hang on for long enough? It's now 65 drones to 13 SCVs. Dark may have weathered the storm. GG!
And so, you guess it, for the last map ByuN picks Reapers once again, and it gives him a small starting advantage. Perfect micro and quick engagements allowed him to gain an upper hand, but it was not over yet for Dark. But now, let's take a look at how ByuN decimated his defense. It was all over the place, multiple drops with perfect execution. One could only wish to have such an amazing skill as a Terran player.
Putting that heavy pressure onto Dark.
The supply count is 173 to 140, and Terran is pushing in here right through the center. He's got a good position. It's going to be up to Dark to try to wipe out this attack.
Banelings rolling in already, trying to take out Widow Mines and anything at the front. A drop hitting two locations at once, the natural and the fourth base under attack. While that frontal push comes in, ByuN is everywhere.
ByuN now attacking in. The Banelings are set up. One Hellbat doing damage to the workers. Dark is going to have to respond and respond quickly.
Oh, he's drawing up all of his Zerglings and Banelings as quickly as he can. He has a lot of Queens here as well. The Marauders shelling everything at the front. That fourth base no longer mining. A lot of damage here from ByuN. But the Banelings, they come in from behind, and it looks like he should be able to push everything back.
Unbelievable. The main attack has been denied. But what about the drops in the main and the other expansions? Dark has to clean this up quickly. Although Dark is doing a great job of holding on, it does appear that ByuN's army is still very huge. Another attack after this one could still end up wiping out Dark.
ByuN is everywhere still, despite these miraculous holds from Dark. It feels like he's just being whittled down over time, and ByuN continues the onslaught. Look at this.
My God, he's gonna save that hatchery quickly. A good pickup, he does manage to get that out. Dark keeps the base over there. If that hatchery had been taken out, I think we could pretty much confirm that this game would be over. Meanwhile, the drops are not stopping, man. This guy is everywhere.
Don't forget, ByuN has 3 bases and he hasn't taken any damage this game back at his own home. This is looking great for ByuN as he rallies his other units across the map. Dark might be done for with this attack.
Is this the killing blow, or will Dark pull off a miracle? He is closing in. The army is getting set up. Widow Mines now being planted. Marines have been stimmed. Liberators in the right position.
Dark trying to get in with those Zerglings, but it is not going to be enough. ByuN punches through, hits onto his third base.
GG! ByuN has done it!
And with that, ByuN is our 2016 WCS World Champion of StarCraft 2.
Give it up for ByuN!
And with that victory, ByuN cemented himself as the best player of 2016 and also the best Terran in the world. From an average teamless player to a multiple tournament champion within the scope of 1 year, and also after 2 years of break, that's hell of an achievement. But it wasn't over for him yet, as his story continues forward. But that's gonna be covered in part 3, and we are done for today. Thank you for watching. Check out our stories about SOS and MKP if you enjoyed this one. Have a nice day, and see you soon!